Right off the bat, people say, well, an interstate's coming, okay, when can we get a Cracker Barrel? Well, not till you get a bridge first. It takes a little time, but people are thinking it and they're expecting great things and positive things to happen because it is an interstate. The planning's underway now in the city of Peculiar with a petition drive to start a community improvement district, which will be to improve the roads and sewers and so forth, the public infrastructure associated with the 211th Street interchange. And you'll find that also up and down the line that people are looking at that.
So it's
But you have to do it. It goes hand in hand. You can't just have an interstate with a interchange and then stop. It's got to go somewhere and do something. And a part of that is the communities have to come to it.
You know, the more we focus on bringing those regional draws, then that also makes opportunity for them as well, because they have to have some place to stay and places to eat. And of course, we want those opportunities within our community, but we're also happy that if they shop or stay or do things in the surrounding communities as well, because we see that as a plus of all of us working together for the good of all of our communities.
And so what made you choose the Adrian location?
It was kind of central to our farming customers, making it more centrally located. The area in Cass County we're in is really getting developed and divided up. Not a lot of large farms up here anymore. Another factor was the facility we're in is somewhat aged. We needed to have an updated and larger facility. We'd kind of outgrown this one. So we chose that location because of, like I said, it's central to our large farming customers, and also still with the interstate still has good accessibility to this area and to Kansas City. So right now we employ roughly 25 people here. We'll probably have 30 to 35 employees there. So there'll be definitely some jobs created by moving down there.
But we do a lot of truck business down through there that it's allowed us, the I-49 has allowed those things to be easier. It's kind of reduced costs for a lot of people. It's easier, safer, quicker. This was our first base facility that we invested quite a bit of money into to do here. We've grown the employees from 6 now to 9, expect to expand more, and we've even looked at some more investments along I-49 besides just this one. This was the one that kind of opened up new doors, and hopefully we can grow from there, and not just in this particular spot but other spots along that 49 corridor.
We've seen interest from a hotel, from a number of restaurants, from a number of small businesses, and more importantly, very specific job cluster industries. So transportation, logistics, transportation, storage, transportation, in the sense of trucking and things of that nature. All of those types of industries have suddenly begun looking at our industrial area, looking at the 3 exits on I-49 that we have in this community. We've also seen a request for annexation at our first access as you come from the north. So much of the I-49 project was a reminder to us that we needed to invest in making our doorstep ready for people to come here and invest here. So things like sewer and broadband and water expansion, these are all very simple concepts that are very important to somebody who may be looking at your community to invest. And so for us, that meant making sure that we had the water and sewer infrastructure at the I-49 corridor that we needed to have. And so any increase in sales tax, any increase in our customer base, that means we can reinvest in that type of infrastructure.
With I-49, there has been a significant increase in business members as far as sales go for some of my members located near I-49. Traffic just off of the interstate alone has increased sales for some of my business up in the 40% range, so definite impact. A couple different businesses have noticed there's a lot of traffic just that have people they've never seen before stopping in, and they're stopping in whether to refuel and then they've noticed, oh, there's a business there, and they're stopping where otherwise they may have not stopped.
Well, we're seeing manufacturing type industry, and that's more of our focus for jobs, that's what we're after, rather than retail. But it obviously opens the door for retail also to have an interchange right there where they can get easy on, easy off. I know we have a Walmart nearby that their business has picked up, and other businesses too have told me that their business has picked up.
There's a new business called Independent Diesel Services. They're a location right now. They have an operation in Enid, Oklahoma, and they definitely thought that Lamar's location was excellent because it was about halfway between Tulsa and Kansas City. And of course, their number one requirement was it had to be close to an interstate. Well, this is like literally a quarter mile, if not even that far from the interstate. It's right next to the truck stop, and which is located right there in that intersection. So that was the number one reason for coming, was because of the location of the I-49.
Obviously, we're in a situation where we're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 300 trucks a week rolling in. We're looking at inbound incoming ingredients, raw materials, and then of course we're going to convert them here and convert them into outbound finished goods shipments. And the easier on and off access, the better. And so it played a big part. We're going to have roughly 150 plus employees. That's all different levels and positions, from manufacturing to distribution to technical positions, and so it's a pretty good size employment base for sure.
When you look at the opportunity to move with separated lanes and interchanges, it's safer, it's more effective, it's more efficient for both the residents here in this part of the state, but also for movement of goods in and out of the area. The other positive impact we see, and it really is just beginning to show up as new maps get made, and now it's I-49, is that when companies are looking at areas for locations, they really see it now. Before, when we talked on an economic development front, we could say, hey, US 71, it's in process, it's going to become I-49, but if they went and looked at a map, it still showed I-44 and 71. And now those maps, as they get redone, are starting to show both interstates, and certainly here in southwest Missouri, that's a positive.
I can point out to at least two opportunities for us that have come directly from I-49 status. One is a rather large truck stop, and as you might guess, truck stops like to be located on interstates. And once that designation was given to us, the negotiations went on in earnest. In addition to another national restaurant chain indicated to us that ordinarily they would not consider a community our particular size, but they took a very hard look because we were interstate, and once we were able to attract them, we could show them actually that even though our community is only 12,000, we had a population that used us as a market area that's approximately 50,000. So we were able to convince them that this would be a good place for them to locate, and they, once they were here, did agree. But the original touch, if you will, was a result of the interstate status.
We have seen large growth in the county. You know, you've got Orshlands now, you've got Crowder College built a brand new facility down here. Of course, in the Jane, Caverna area, you've got the Walmart Supercenter and the data center, and there's so many things going on. I-49, having that designation, just gives you another tool in the toolbox to tell people, hey, you need to be here. Because anytime you have an interstate status, it instantly gets you recognition. It's just like they say in real estate, location, location, location. If you've got an interstate and you've got a rail system and you've got other infrastructure there, then you're going to attract people.
You can go down there and you're amazed at how much the parking lots there at Orscheln's and Walmart has filled up. And then the new Crowder College it's phenomenal. And I think, teaching these kids and bringing in new kids, they're going to eat and need places to go, and I think it's just going to continue to boom down in that area. And I think a lot of that is because of the availability of 49 coming down through there.